Hello everyone, this is Kevin. This video is gonna be about how to fix these servos on these Esky helicopters. I say Esky because I only use Esky helicopters, and that's the only one I know how to repair. And okay, so when you crash your helicopter, what happens is the blades hit the ground and you break one of the servos. Now you can check for broken servos. It will make a lot of noise because you actually strip out the teeth in one of the servo, and the servo just will keep on trying to lock, but it won't. So it will make a lot of noise. Now another way is you can just grab the washout plate here, move it one end up and down, and if it's a good servo like this one here, you'll be able to move it up and down smoothly. However, if it's a broken servo, like this one here, it's really hard to move it up and down. It's a different sound also. So, see, it's really hard to move it up and down. It's kind of jammed. But, this one here, I think it's broken also. Oh, dang it, I just broke it. Yeah, I just broke it. Okay, what you can do is, the same thing actually, the Esky, this is the Honeybee CT, which I'm using as an example of. They use the same servo as the Bell CP here, so you should be able to use it for the Bell CP also. Now, what you can do is just hold on a sec. What you can do is just find a small screwdriver for the. If you buy the Bell CP, it comes with a small screwdriver for fixing these helicopters. But for me, before I got the Bell CP, I just used a screwdriver for the fixing eyeglasses, and they should small enough and should work well as work too. So now for this video, I'm gonna be using the one the Esky gave me. Now what you're gonna do is locate which servo that's broken. If it's all of them broken, then just do the same for all of them. I'm gonna use this servo as an example. What you're gonna do is disconnect it from the swash plate. Just take out the black screw here and just pull it out. Simple. Now, dismount it from the mount by unscrewing these two screws. Each servo is connected to the mount by two screws, so should be pretty simple. Now, the way Esky put these servos in is pretty awkward. So you don't be afraid to use some force to actually push them out. There we go. Now, you might want to cut some zip ties because and disconnect the wire from the receiver, but it should work fine. Now, what you should do before you start tampering with this is put a piece of tape on the to tape the bottom cover. Tape it onto the servo so that. Because if you take out the 4 screws here, the bottom will actually pop out because I think there's a spring inside. And so what you can do is just tape the bottom on there, and just leave the tape on there so that in future fixes you don't have to tape it again. Now, you don't want the bottom to come out because there's a lot of intricate parts inside, and they don't get broken easily. And if it pops out, it's gonna be a pain to put them all back together. Now, I already took 2 of these screws out so that I can for this video. So you have to take 4 screws out and screw 4 of them. Now these are long screws, so don't be afraid to use some force. These screws when you first time opening them, they are very tight. So don't be afraid to use some force on it. Now after you got these 4 screws, open the cover. There's a lot of grease inside, so get a paper handy. Now what you can see is these are the gears in the servos. Now this main gear here, it doesn't get broken easily, so you just pull the main gear out. Be careful of other gears. Don't I just popped all of them out, and yes, so keep track of all your gears, and if you keep track of your gears, yes. And now the problematic what happens when in a broken servo in Esky helicopters is you strip out the teeth on this gear in particularly, the one right below the main gear. You strip it out. You strip out part of the teeth on it. As you can see in this gear, the teeth is all stripped out Now, what you can do is, since the servo is only moving 90-degree fashion, they don't move the whole 360. Just take it out and turn it, and put the part that is not stripped down onto the gear. Lock it onto the gear, and this gear should lock now, and it should work fine. Now, when you put the main gear back on, be careful. There's two open spaces here. One small. I don't know if you can see it. There's two open spaces. One small and one on top is big. Make sure you put the big open space towards the wire. So put the big open space is on top right now. Just put it towards the wire, because there's actually a strut inside the cover that goes inside the big open space and prevents it from moving more than 90 degrees. So if you get it wrong and put a small open space towards the front, it won't move the whole 90 degrees. The servo will prevent, the cover will actually prevent the servo from moving the whole 90 degrees. So make sure you check on that, and so that you don't have to open it up again and put it back. Now just push it in, and it should lock, and put the cover back on, and tighten the screws. Just put the screws back in. I'm just gonna tighten 2 of them right now, but you should do all 4. Oh dang, I'm having bad aim today. Okay, got this one here. Okay, now the cover is tightened. Now put it back in. It's pretty straightforward. Just pull the wire in first. Again, the way this Esky plays these servos are very awkward. Don't be afraid to use force to push them in as well as take them out. Just push them in. The frame won't break, so don't worry about that. Damn it. There we go. It's in. And then all these servos on these helicopters are connected to the frame, mounted to the frame by 2 screws. So you should be able to figure that out. 1 screw. I'm just gonna put. Oh, there's another one. Now, seriously, keep track of your screws. Don't let them roll off. These are very small screws, and they get lost easily, especially when my floor is carpet, and they get lost so easily. Now, after that, you should connect the power, and the servo should move into a neutral position. After that, you can refer to the Esky manual. The manual is really useful when repairing these helicopters, because they show you how to put them all back together, how everything fits. So when you get lost, this diagram, the ones before, should be able to help you. Now, and it also tells you how to set the swash plate properly. So now, after you fix the servo, what I do is I align this arm here on this CT. It's a fly-barless system, and I think it does the same for the Bell CP and the CPX also. So this washout arm, I think it's called, should be 90 degrees. And after you got it to 90 degrees and servo is at neutral position, just connect the swash blade to the servos, push it in, black screw, mount the black screw, tighten it. Now when you're tightening the black screw, be careful, because don't let the servo move. Just if you tighten it downward like this way, put your finger, hold it like this, so that it won't move when you tighten the screw, because sometimes it will move what you just fixed. You move the gear to the place where the teeth has blown out. Just tighten it, and it's working fine now. And it should work fine. And when you connect power, it should work fine. But if it's not good, just to take it out and switch the gear to a part where the teeth is not stripped out again. And now this teeth is probably good for 2 to 3 crashes, and after that you should get new servos if all the teeth are stripped out. You you need a good amount of teeth to have a 90-degree movement on these servos. And well, another thing to watch out for is that after you mount the servos, just don't be see the cover here for the Honeybee CT. After you crash it and you're trying to fix servos, I would recommend you just take the cover off completely and leave it. Don't put it back on again, because you'll be fixing servos so much that it's gonna be a heck of annoying with putting the cover on and taking it off, on and taking it off. Now, don't be afraid. The servos do break easily. Now, after you've broken one of the servos, when you pick the helicopter up, don't pick it up at the blade, because you might move the blade and move the servo out of place again. And yeah. Now, another way to fix these servos, what I call the lazy way, is just take out the disconnect the arm and connect the power. And since the gear is stripped out, the servo will keep on turning and trying to lock on. But since the gear is stripped out, so it won't lock. So what you can do is turn the handle by hand or use a plier and just hold it and turn it until it locks on. Actually, physically, it locks on. When it locks on, it just stop making noise and it will just lock on like that. And it should work, but it won't work as well as it won't work as well as just taking the cover off and actually making sure that the gear is in the good part of the gear is actually connected to the main gear. So that's just if you're lazy, just use the other way. But after you fix these servos, they won't work as well as when they're new. So don't be. My goal is just to get these helicopters flying and able to move them in the air, and I'm not looking for any sort of high performance after I crash and fix these things. Now, fixing the servos this way might save you some money of buying a new servo after you crash, and hopefully you don't crash at all. But if you crash, make sure you keep the manual on hand always, because they will tell you how everything fits together, how all the wires are connected and what parts you need and everything. The manual is very important, and also, yeah. So that's how you fix the servo on these things, the easy fix. Okay. Now I'll show you in the next video how to repair the feathering shaft. Same thing goes for the belt CP. Feathering shaft, if you bend them, I'm probably gonna bend one of the feathering shaft on purpose and show you how to bend it back.